Operations Research. The code is CS505A. Myself, Ira Nath, Assistant Professor of Department of Computer Science and Engineering from JIS College of Engineering. This is my office address, JIS College of Engineering, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Block A, Phase 3, Kolani, Nodia, PIN 741235. These are my contact number 9475697514 and 8240813269. These are my email addresses ira.nath@gmail.com and ira.nath@jiscollege.ac.in. The syllabus is available in college website. So this is the subject operation research. The subject code is CS505A. Credit is 3. The contacts 3 lecture per week. What are the prerequisites to learn this subject operation research? We have to know first the basic knowledge of matrix. We have to know the plotting of equation and inequation, and the knowledge of formulation of mathematical model is also mathematical problem is also. Now what are the course objective of this subject operation research? The first course objective of this subject is development of mathematical models. The second course objective is to analyze the model using the techniques of operation research. The third course objective is making decision under uncertainty and risk. Now what are the course outcome of this subject operation research? After completion of the course, student would be able to recall the distinctive characteristics of different types of decision making problems to formulate and solve a real world problem and develop a prototype of mathematical problem. The second course outcome of this subject operation research is after completion of the course, student would be able to understand the theoretical workings of appropriate decision making approaches and tools to identify the optimal strategy in competitive world. The third course outcome is after completion of the course, student would be able to apply the principle of different methods or models of operations research to solve practical problems. Now, what are the topics that we want to discuss today? Why we call this subject operation research? What is war? Why study war? What is a model? Scope of OR, linear programming problem, that is LPP. Objective function, constant, non-negative restrictions, solution and feasible solution. What do we mean by general formulation of LPP? How can we get the matrix form of one LPP? And how to formulate mathematical model from one real world problem. Now, why we call this subject operation research? During World War II, production bottlenecks forced the government of Great Britain to look up to scientists and engineers from various disciplines. They are organized into teams to assist in solving strategic and tactical problems relating to air and land defense of the country. These scientists and engineers created mathematical models to find solution of the problems of increasing production of military equipment. Their mission was to formulate specific proposals and plan for aiding the military commands to arrive at decision on optimal utilization of scarce military resources and efforts, and also to implement the decisions effectively. This branch of study was called operation research, that is OR, since it was used in the research in OR, operation of armed forces. So basically, the first formal activities of operation research were initiated in England during World War II. In this time, a team of British scientists set out to make decisions during the best utilization of war materials. At the end of the war, the ideas advanced in military operations were adapted to improve efficiency and productivity in the civilian sector. Now, what is war? War is a dominant and indispensable decision-making tool. So basically, operation research is a scientific approach to problem solving for executive management. This branch of study was called operation research since it was used in the research in war operation of armed forces. Now, why we study war? After the success of war in military operations, this approach to war problems began to be used in industry as well. So, war basically helps in determining the best, that is optimum solution to problems where decision has to be taken under the restriction of limited resources. It is possible to convert any real life problem into a mathematical model. The basic feature of war is to formulate a real world problem as a mathematical model. War can be very usefully employed to real life production problems also, because in the production industry most of the manufacturers want to lower their labor cost or production cost to achieve higher profits. So this is the reason the engineer must read the subject operation research. Now, what are the scope of operation research? There is a great scope for scientists, economists, statisticians, administrators and technicians working as a team to solve problems of defense by using the war approach. Besides this, war is useful in the various important fields like agriculture, finance, industry, marketing, personnel management, production management, and research and development. Now, what are the various phases of war? The procedure to be followed in the study of war generally involves the following major steps. These are: first we have to formulate the problem. After this we have to construct a mathematical model. Then deriving the solution from the model. Then testing the model and its solution. After that we have to control the solution. After that implementation. This is the last phase of war. So what is model? It is very difficult to represent the exact real life situation on a piece of paper. A model attempts to represent reality of the situation by identifying all factors of situation and by establishing some relationship between them. In real life situation, there are so many uncertainties and complexities which cannot be exactly reproduced. So model helps in identifying such uncertainties and complexities in terms of different factors. Now, what is linear programming problem? That is LPP. Linear programming is a mathematical technique which involves the allocation of limited resources in an optimal manner on the basis of a given criterion of optimality. So, what are the basic classification or partition of one LPP? Linear programming deals with the optimization, that is two types of optimizations are there, we all know, maximization or minimization of a function of variables which is known as objective function, and second part of one LPP is constant. So what is constant? It is subject to a set of linear inequalities or equalities which are known as constant. Now, what is the general formulation of LPP? So we have already discussed that one LPP has two parts. One is objective function and second is the constant part. And another third part is there, that is non-negative restriction. So first of all, we have to find out the decision variable. How many decision variables will be there to formulate the LPP? So first of all, we have to find out what will be the objective function. This will be the maximization problem or minimization problem. So according to that, we have to decide the objective function will be max z or min z. So max or min z equal to c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus dot dot up to cn xn. So x1 x2 x3, these are the decision variables. So n number of decision variables are there. So then m constant will be there. So m constant will be with less than equal to or greater than equal to sign. So any of them among these three sign you can write. So a11 x1 plus a12 x2 plus dot dot up to a1n xn less than equal to or greater than equal to or equal to b1. Second is a21 x1 plus a22 x2 plus dot a2n xn less than equal to or greater than equal to b2. Then ai1 x1 plus ai2 x2 plus dot dot up to ain xn. This is the general term, ith term, and the mth term will be am1 x1 am2 plus am2 x2 plus dot amn xn less than equal to or greater than equal to bm. Okay, so these will be the m constants, where a11 a12 a dot a1n a21 a22 a2n am1 am2 amn, these are the constant, these are the coefficient of the decision variable. And c1 c2 c3 c2 dot up to cn, these are also the coefficient in the objective function of the decision variable. So, and what is non-negative restriction? That is decision variable will be always positive. So we represent it x1 greater than equal to 0, x2 greater than equal to 0 up to xn greater than equal to 0. So this is the general formulation of one LPP. Now what is the matrix form of one LPP? So we can convert the general form of one LPP into its matrix form. So objective function maximize or minimize z equal to Cx. So what is C? C is one row vector basically. So this is C1, C2 up to Cn. That is, these are the coefficient of the n decision variables, where x is also x1 varies from x1 x2 up to xn. Okay, then what are the constant part? Ax less than equal to or greater than equal to b. So A is one two-dimensional matrix, and this is basically a11 a12 dot a1n a21 a22 dot up to a2n. Then the ith term will be ai1 ai2 up to ain, and mth term will be am1 am2 up to amn. And what is b? B is the right sign part of the constant. So this is one basically column vector. So this is b1 b2 dot up to bm. So b also greater than 0, x also, and non-negative restrictions are x greater than equal to 0. Okay, so this is the matrix form of one LPP. Now what are the various definitions are there? I have already discussed. I am saying it again. What is objective function? So linear programming deals with the optimization, that is maximization or minimization of a function, function of variables, which is known as the objective function. What is constant? It is subject to a set of linear equalities and or inequalities, which are known as the constant. Now what is non-negative restriction? This is basically set of inequalities which must be greater, say the decision variables will be must be greater than or equal to 0. This is the non-negative restriction. What is solution? Solution is basically n tuples, that is x1 x2 up to xn of real numbers which satisfies the constants of general LPP. What is feasible solution? Any solution to a general LPP which satisfies the non-negative restrictions of the problem is known as the feasible solution. Now today we will learn how can we formulate one LPP from one real world problem. So here we have taken one real world problem. One example we have taken here. Suppose a person wants to decide the constituents of a diet which will fulfill his daily requirements of proteins, carbohydrates at the minimum cost. The choice is to be made from 4 different types of foods. The yield per unit of these foods are given in the table below. So 4 types of foods are there. Food type 1, food type 2, food type 3 and food type 4. These are the proteins that will be present per unit of food, that is 3, 4, 8, 6. These are the fats requirement these fats that will be present per unit of food 2275, and these are the carbohydrate that will be present per unit of food 6474, and these are the cost per unit, that is for food type 1 this is 45 rupees 45 per unit. For food type 2, the price of food type 2 is 40 rupees 40 per unit. The price of food type 3 is rupees 85 per unit, and price of food type 4 is rupees 65 per unit. Now what are the minimum requirements for protein? This is basically 800. And fat, this is minimum requirement per day basically, so this is 200, and carbohydrate this is 700. So from here we have to formulate the linear programming model for the problem. So we all know that one LPP has 3 parts: objective function, constant and the non-negative restriction. So to formulate the LPP, first we have to know what are the decision variables are there. So 4 types of foods are there, so 4 decision variables are there. So we have to let x1, x2, x3 and x4 be the units of food types 1, 2, 3 and 4 respectively. Now first of all we have to find out what will be the objective function. So here 4 types of foods and its cost are present in the table. So here given since the cost of each food type of 1, 2, 3 and 4 are rupees 45, rupees 40, rupees 85 and rupees 65 per unit. So what will be the total cost to purchase this x1, x2, x3 and x4 unit of food type 1, food type 2, 3 and 4. So total cost will be, to purchase x1 unit of food type 1, the total cost will be 45 x1. To purchase x2 unit of food type 2, food type 2 means x2 unit of food type 2, the total requirement total cost will be rupees 40 x2. So in this way we are calculated here what is the total cost. So this is the 45 x1 plus 40 x2 plus 85 x3 plus 65 x4. I think this is clear to all. Now we have to write the min z or max z, because this is one optimal problem. So here we are dealing with the cost, so obviously we have to write the min z. So we are writing here minimize z equal to 45 x1 plus 40 x2 plus 85 x3 plus 65 x4. Now what are the constant? From these units of food types 1, 2, 3 and 4, he requires total requirement of protein from the second column. We can see here total requirement of protein per day is 3 into x1 plus 4 into x2 plus 8 into x3 plus 6 into x4. So the minimum requirement of the protein is 800. So how can we formulate? So this protein that is required for him per day, this is 3x1 plus 4x2 plus 8x3 plus 6x4. This will be equal to 100. This may be greater than 800, but it cannot be less than 800. So what will be the first constant? The 3x1 plus 4x2 plus 8x3 plus 6x4 greater than equal to 800. Now what is the fat requirement per day of that person? This will be 2x1 from the table. We can derive it easily from the fat column, that is 2x1 plus 2x2 plus 7x3 plus 5x4. This is the total fat requirement of that person per day. So here the minimum requirement of fat per day is 200. So obviously this fat requirement per day will be maybe equal to 200, maybe greater than 200, but it cannot be less than equal to 200. So what will be the second constant? 2x1 plus 2x2 plus 7x3 plus 5x4. This will be greater than equal to 200. Now what will be the third constant? So this is related with the carbohydrate. So first of all we have to know what will be the total amount of carbohydrate that is needed for that person per day. So from the carbohydrate column we can derive it easily. This is 6x1 plus 4x2 plus 7x3 plus 4x4. This carbohydrate requirement per day is 700 for that person. So minimum requirement this is. So obviously the carbohydrate requirement per day, that is 6x1 plus 4x2 plus 7x3 plus 4x4. This will be maybe equal to 700, maybe greater than 700, but it cannot be less than 700. So 6x1 plus 4x2 plus 7x3 plus 4x4 greater than equal to 700. And all the decision variables according to the non-negative constant will be greater than equal to 0. So this is the mathematical formulation, that is LPP formulation of the real world problem of example 1. Now we have taken one second example. A person requires 10, 12 and 12 units chemicals A, B and C respectively for his garden. A liquid product contains 5, 2 and 1 units of A, B and C respectively per jar. A dry product contains 1, 2 and 4 units of A, B and C per carton. If the liquid product sells for rupees 3 per jar and dry product sells for rupees 2 per carton, how many of each should be purchased in order to minimize the cost and meet the requirements? So first of all we have to find out how many decision variables are required to formulate the LPP. Here two products are there, liquid and dry, so obviously two decision variables will be there. So we are taking, let x1 and x2 be the number of units of liquid and dry products. Now what will be the objective function? This is also one problem related with cost. So always our aim is to minimize the cost. And if we see any decision variable with any objective function with profit, that is related with profit, so we have to write there max objective function. So this is one problem where the cost is there, so related with cost, so there obviously this will be the min z. Okay, so what is the total cost required to purchase this x1 and x2 units of liquid and dry product? So we are purchasing x1 units of liquid product. So this is the liquid product sells for rupees 3 per jar. So what is the total requirement to purchase the x1 unit of liquid product? 3 into x1. And what is the total requirement of total cost that is required to purchase the x2 unit of dry product? This is see here, dry product sells for rupees 2 per carton, so this will be 2 into x2. So what will be the total cost? Min z equal to 3x1 plus 2x2. So this objective function part is over. Now what will be the constant part? So we are dealing with the three chemicals, chemicals A, chemical B and chemical C. So for the first constant will be developed for the chemical A. So see here, a person requires minimum 10 units chemical of product chemical A for his garden. So what will be the first constant? First constant will be 5 into x1. Why 5 into x1? You see the second line. A liquid product contains 5 unit of A per jar. So 5 into x1 plus a dry product contains 1 unit of chemical A per carton. So 1 unit means 1 into x2. So this will be, this total amount may be equal to 10, because the 10 is the requirement of product A for his garden. So 5 into x1 plus x2 may be equal to 10, or it may be greater than 10, but it can't less than 10. So what will be the first constant for chemical A? 5x1 plus 2 plus x2 greater than equal to 10. So similar thing we are doing for the chemical B. See here, a person requires 12 units of chemical B for his garden, and a liquid product contains 2 units of chemical B per jar. So this will be 2 into x1, and the dry product, for dry product 2 units of B per carton. So this will be 2 into x2. So this total amount may be equal to 12, may be greater than 12, so cannot be less than 12. So 2x1 plus 2x2 greater than equal to 12. And for the third constant is developed for the chemical C. So this will be C for minimum requirement of chemical C for his garden is 12 units. Okay, and a liquid product contains 1 units of C per jar. So this will be 1 into x1 plus a dry product contains 4 units of C per carton. So this will be 4 into x2. So this total amount may be equal to 12, may be greater than 12, so cannot be less than 12. So the third constant for chemical C will be x1 plus 4x2 greater than equal to 12, and x1 and x2 always greater than equal to 0. These are the non-negative constant. So in this way we have formulated the objective function, constant, and the non-negative restriction, and this is the formulated LPP for this real world problem. So from today's lecture we have learned why we call this subject operation research, what is war, why study war, what is a model, what are the scope of war, what is linear programming problem, that is LPP, what is objective function, constant, non-negative restriction, solution and feasible solution. This definition part we have already covered. What is general formulation of LPP, what is the matrix form of one LPP, and how can we formulate mathematical model from real world problem. All the things we have covered today. So these are the books you can follow for your reference. So very good book, Operation Research by M. Natarajan, P. Bala Subramani, and A. Tamila Rashi. Pearson Education, Operation Research by Kanti Swarup, and P.K. Manmohan, Sultan Chand and Sons. Linear Programming and Theory of Games by Ghosh and Chakraborty, Central Book Agency. Linear Programming and Books Theory of Games by P.K. Tarak, ABS Publishing House. Operation Research, D.K. Jana and T.K. Roy, Chhaya Prakashani Private Limited. Operation Research, Kolapati Vikash. Operation Research, Hamdi Daha, PhD or Pearson. So this is the end of my lecture. Thank you all for listening.